Good morning, welcome back to another video. Thanks for all the lovely comments on the last one, much appreciated. I read all of them, can't always reply to each one, but I definitely read all of them and they're always so supportive, so thank you very much. Well yes, I'm back in the UK and you may be wondering, well, why did you go back to the UK now as opposed to later in the year or any other time? Well, just purely because of this chap. As you can see, he's living his best life, taking up most of the sofa. Yeah. So as you know, Darren is now working full-time in the UK. He's really loving his job and it's something that he's always wanted to do since he left university. You might not know that Darren went to university late. He was like in his 40s before we could afford for him to go to university, and he never really got the opportunity to get stuck into a really good career that he wanted. And as we needed some money, he thought, yeah, why not take that time and take that opportunity, and he's really loving it. So Darren being at work, this guy being here with all the family to look after him, except for this week where they've all gone to a music festival. So Jade and our boyfriend and our son and his girlfriend have all gone off to Download, and that's this weekend, middle of June. And with Darren working long days, it left poor Max all alone. I have got other family members that I could call on in a pinch, but really when it's nearly a full week, that's not really acceptable, and it's a good excuse to come back and spend some time with Darren and spend some time with the lovely Max. It also coincided with us getting some of the jobs off that were needed when we had the leak in the roof. So that was fixed several months ago. It's had time to really dry out, and yesterday we got some guys in to fix the ceiling, the interior ceiling in our son's bedroom. But at a similar time there was also a leak in the bathroom. One of the taps failed, the connection to the tap failed, and it caused a leak that went through the bathroom floor and into the kitchen ceiling. So that caused a little bit of damage. So we've had that done at the same time with the same local company, and they did a great job. Yesterday the two guys turned up and this was the repair done to our son's bedroom ceiling. As you can see, it's quite a large repair from such a small leak. But that's the kind of issue with water. It finds its own way and can cause a lot of mess and damage. But they did a great job and spent most of yesterday clearing up. They did a good job in clearing their mess up, but then there's always dust and all that kind of stuff. So yesterday was spent hoovering, damp dusting, hoovering again, and I'm sure when my son gets back from the music festival he'll be going through and doing it all again in all the little nooks and crannies. So yeah, that kind of worked well for me coming at this time. And this is the repair that was done in the kitchen. So still drying out, but they've matched it in. It's a sort of a textured ceiling, and they've matched that in really well. So everything, even though it was all covered up, I still wanted to wash it all down, get all the bits of dust and rubble, and then the floor. My new floor that I put down just in January when we came. But anyway, yep, all sorted, all done, just has to dry out. I'll give it a good few days. All the windows are open for a blow through of air, and that shouldn't take long. And then a couple of coats of white paint and everything should be back to normal. I've also spent a bit of time in the garden here. So this is our garden at the front of the house. Most of this massive hedge is my neighbour's, but he doesn't live there all the time, so it does become quite unruly. And this is my small front garden. That big mass in the middle there are all wildflowers. So when I first got back, all of the dead flowers from last year were still there, so I ripped all of those out and composted them. And in the time I've been here, lots more have come up, and we'll enjoy those flowers. There's daisies and poppies and marigolds, all kinds of things. And then I still have just two small raised beds with strawberries that are almost ready, and a gooseberry bush. I cut that right back before I left to go back to Portugal, and it's doubled in size, so that's really good. And the raised bed in front of the window, it has got strawberries, chives, and one of my favourite plants, aqualegias. But they're all nearly done now, and I'm trying to collect some seed from them. However, today is a bit of a miserable day. We're forecast for showers on and off all day, and as soon as I stepped out to film this, yep, it started to rain. So Max is a little bit sad, because days like these we normally get out and have some good walks. We'll just have to wait and see. We might have to be shower dodgers today. And this is my small back garden, and I've pulled out all the weeds, so it's looking much tidier now, and put in a few flowering plants, and there's also a few strawberries in here too. Max is just wondering, is she going to go and leave me or not? I'll just keep following her just in case. Good morning. We're having a day out today because it's Darren's day off, and we've decided to go to the ancient city of Durham. It's not too far away from us. Darren's just getting some fuel in the car before we set off, and we'll be there in a couple of minutes. Well, I've really cursed us now, haven't I? After saying we'll be in Durham in a few minutes, we're then stuck in traffic, which for like a middle of a Monday morning just doesn't usually happen at all. But now that we've been sat here putting the world to rights for 10 minutes in the queue, we can see that there's some roadworks ahead, and we know that we're coming to the roundabout that gives us like entry into Durham, and it's clearly roadworks on there.
It's roadworks on the roundabout, it looks like. Yeah, we'll get there.
So yes, it'll make the day all more good for getting there in the end.
It will.
So we've made it into Durham, we've parked up the car, and we're just making our way out of the car park. But what an amazing view for a car park. And as usual, we're starting our day with a coffee. And Darren's just getting us a couple of coffees. Thank you. Durham is an ancient city. It was founded by some monks who were trying to find sanctuary away from Viking raiders, and that was way back in like 900, 1000 AD. And Durham Cathedral is approximately around 1133 AD, and the castle, which is, so the cathedral is behind me and the castle is directly in front of me. The castle predates the cathedral, and they are both built on a peninsula in the River Wear. So basically the River Wear makes like a horseshoe shape, and the steep banks and the river afforded great protection for this high ground, and therefore it was a really good place to build both a castle and a cathedral. Initiated, I think, by William the Conqueror. The castle is used and lived in to this day by Durham University and the students of Durham College. And some good photos?
Not so much at the minute. Taking a few.
Strange light.
No, it's just not finding a good composition at the minute, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to go in and have a look?
You can have a little look, yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the main entrance to Durham Cathedral, and people are just looking at the sanctuary knocker. So if you were in need of sanctuary, if you'd done something wrong or somebody deemed you'd done something wrong, as long as you came and knocked on the sanctuary knocker, you were allowed entry into the cathedral where you would be safe. So this is the sign next to the sanctuary knocker, and what it says is, in the Middle Ages, for people who had committed great offence, they could come and touch the sanctuary knocker and be granted sanctuary for 37 days, during which time the person could choose between a trial or voluntary exile. So like a lot of modern historic buildings, this is a charity and it's run on donations, and they're very modern here. They accept all forms of cards as well as cash.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have made our little donation towards it.
Yeah.
And you can hear the organ playing because today is the organ is being tuned and serviced.
Right.
Hence it's not very musical, it's literally being serviced. It is very vast, isn't it? It's huge. That they did all of this without the modern machinery is amazing. And this is the back of the organ that's being tuned. And this is the other side of the organ that's being tuned. But as big and grand as Durham Cathedral is, I think my favourite things are all the small doors and little staircases and the trapdoors in the floor. And for those of you who enjoy your films, anybody recognise which film franchise had some of its footage filmed here. We've left the cathedral now and we've come back out into the green where there's some kind of active demonstration, some camp out going on, and we're just walking over towards the castle. Because the castle is home and study area of University College, you're not really allowed in there unless you're on a guided tour. So we're not really fancying that. We're going to make our way back down and into the city centre again. The whole cathedral and castle and university site is a World Heritage Site, so it has protected status. Oh well, somebody's not obeying the traffic light signals. And this is the market square, with its mix of old and new. And in true British style, within a minute or two, it starts raining.
Yeah, we were taking our jackets off 10 minutes ago because it was so warm and we were getting a little bit, you know, a little bit warm, and then went in, had some lunch, came back out, pouring rain. Amazing.
And this is the stone-built Framwell Gate Bridge, which is practically as old as the castle and the cathedral. I'm going to call it a day now. We need to get back for Max. So, hope you enjoyed Durham. Oh, lovely kisses. Thank you. Oh, well, sorry the video came to an abrupt end there, but we did have to get home for Max, and as you could probably tell, the rain got a bit too heavy for the camera. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.